Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's presentation. I'm excited to introduce our course titled KIAR2, focusing on anti-corruption, integrity, and building a generation with dignity, integrity, and a corruption-free future. This course is brought to you by the Ministry of Higher Education. Today, we'll explore key concepts around integrity, examine ways to foster a corruption-free environment, and discuss how we can build a generation that upholds dignity and honesty. Let's get started. Let's take a closer look at Module 4, which focuses on the Anti-Corruption and Integrity Empowerment Agency. This module is central to our overall goal of promoting transparency and accountability. The agency's main role is to fight corruption in all its forms and to foster a culture of integrity across various sectors. By doing so, it helps build trust between the public and institutions, which is crucial for sustainable development. Throughout this presentation, you'll see how the agency's efforts are interconnected with broader initiatives to strengthen governance and ensure ethical conduct. Understanding this module is key to grasping how we can collectively work towards a corruption-free environment and empower individuals to uphold integrity in their daily roles. Salamat datang ki slide katiga. Di sini, kita akan membingkangkan tentang suruhanjaya pencegahan rasuah Malaysia, atau MACC. MACC merupakan agensi utama yang bertanggung jawab dalam usaha mencegah rasuah di negara kita. Ia memainkan peranan yang sangat penting dalam memastikan integriti dan ketulusan dalam semua sektor kerajaan dan swasta. Sebagai agensi utama, MACC berfungsi sebagai garis depan dalam memerangi rasuah, dan keberkesanannya sangat mempengaruhi kepercayaan rakyat terhadap sistem pemerintahan. Menjadi agensi yang terkemuka, MACC tidak hanya fokus kepada penyiasatan, tetapi juga kepada pencegahan, pendidikan, dan penguatkuasan undang-undang. Keseluruhannya, MACC adalah celang belakang dalam usaha kita membina masyarakat yang bebas dari rasuah. Dan ini selaras dengan tema keseluruhan kita yaitu membina kepercayaan dan integriti dalam negara. Now, let's take a closer look at the evolution of Malaysia's anti-corruption efforts. Starting with the Anti-Corruption Agency Act of 1982, this act established the Anti-Corruption Agency as a dedicated body to combat corruption. Then, in 1997, the Prevention of Corruption Act was introduced, further strengthening legal measures to prevent corruption. Moving forward, in 2009, the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, or MACC, was formed, marking a significant transformation in our approach. This transformation centralized efforts and increased efficiency, allowing a more comprehensive fight against corruption. Over the years, various agencies have played vital roles, such as the Prosecution Division of the Ministry of Justice, which prosecutes corruption cases, the Criminal Investigation Department, specifically the Special Crime Unit within PDRM, which investigates these cases, and the Anti-Corruption Unit in the Prime Minister's Department, responsible for implementing awareness programs. All these efforts, from the establishment of specialized agencies to legislative reforms, highlight Malaysia's ongoing commitment to tackling corruption effectively. Since 1967, right up to today, our system has continually evolved to strengthen integrity and transparency, culminating in the MACC's establishment in 2009. This continuous development underscores our dedication to creating a cleaner, more accountable Malaysia. Let's take a closer look at some of the key locations involved in this initiative. Here, we have MACC Kawangan Kuala Selangor and MACC Kawangan Lahad Datu. The numbers 21 and 16 next to them indicate the number of cases or investigations handled by each branch. Kuala Selangor, with 21 cases, is a significant area in our efforts, reflecting active enforcement and investigations. Lahad Datu, with 16 cases, plays an equally important role, especially considering its strategic location. These figures highlight how our MACC branches are distributed across different regions, working tirelessly to combat corruption and ensure accountability. It's essential to see these numbers not just as statistics, but as a reflection of our ongoing commitment to uphold integrity across the country. By understanding the distribution and workload, we can better appreciate the reach and impact of our anti-corruption efforts. This aligns with the overall theme of strengthening transparency and integrity at every level. On this slide, we're looking at the 5 independent monitoring bodies that serve as crucial check and balance mechanisms within our anti-corruption framework. First, we have the Monitor MACC operational actions, where the PPO has the authority to review closed cases, ensuring accountability even after cases are concluded. Next is the Operation Review Panel, or PPO, which plays a vital role in advising the Prime Minister on any issues related to corruption in Malaysia, helping to shape our national strategy against corruption. Then there's the Special Committee on Corruption, or JKMR, which specifically monitors how the MACC handles misconduct complaints against its own officers. This helps maintain integrity within the agency itself. We also have the Complaints Committee, or JKA, which provides strategic advice to MACC on policies and broader issues related to corruption, ensuring we stay proactive rather than just reactive. Lastly, the Corruption Prevention Advisory Board, or LPPR, focuses on prevention. Their role is to monitor MACC's efforts to foster a society that despises corruption across various sectors. Together, these bodies form a comprehensive system of oversight and advice, reinforcing our overall goal of creating a transparent, honest, and corruption-free Malaysia. Today, I want to talk about the Special Committee on Corruption, which is established under Section 14 of the MACC Act 2009. This committee is made up of 7 members, and these members are selected from both the Dewan Negara and Dewan Rakyat, ensuring representation from the ruling party as well as the opposition. The main purpose of this committee is to serve as a bridge between the government and the MACC, providing oversight and advice on corruption issues in Malaysia. One of their key roles is to advise the Prime Minister on matters related to corruption, ensuring that the government's response is informed and strategic. Additionally, the committee has the responsibility to examine and seek explanations from the MACC regarding its activities. This oversight function helps to maintain transparency and accountability in how anti-corruption efforts are carried out. Overall, the existence of this committee highlights the importance of a collaborative and transparent approach in tackling corruption, reinforcing the overall theme of good governance and integrity in our system. Let's take a closer look at the Anti-Corruption Advisory Board, or ACAB for short. This board was established through Section 13 of the MACC Act 2009, which gives it a solid legal foundation. The main role of ACAB is to provide advice to MACC on key policies and strategies. Essentially, they help shape the direction of anti-corruption efforts by offering expert guidance. Another important function is to examine and endorse suggestions made by MACC. This means that ACAB reviews proposed initiatives or strategies to ensure they are effective and aligned with overall goals. Their endorsement adds credibility and helps strengthen MACC's initiatives. Overall, ACAB plays a vital role in ensuring that anti-corruption measures are well-planned, strategic, and effective. This collaboration is crucial for maintaining integrity and transparency within our efforts. It connects directly to our broader theme of building a transparent and accountable governance framework. Now, let's take a closer look at the Complaints Committee, or CC, which was formed under Section 15 of the MACC Act 2009. The main purpose of this committee is to oversee how the MACC handles complaints related to misconduct, specifically non-criminal offenses, against its officers. The CC plays a crucial role in ensuring transparency and accountability within the organization. They monitor the processes to make sure that complaints are addressed properly and fairly. Additionally, the committee is responsible for identifying any weaknesses in the MACC's Standard Operating Procedures, or SOPs, and making appropriate recommendations for improvements. This helps us continually strengthen our internal controls and ensure we uphold the highest standards of integrity and professionalism. So, in essence, the CC acts as both a watchdog and a catalyst for positive change within the MACC, supporting our overall goal of maintaining public trust and ensuring effective handling of misconduct allegations. Now, let's take a closer look at the Consultation and Corruption Prevention Panel, or CCPP for short. This panel was formed administratively, which means it was established through official procedures to ensure its authority and structure. The main roles of the CCPP are twofold. First, they advise the MACC on inspection and consultancy activities. This includes helping to improve practices, systems, and procedures across both the public and private sectors. Essentially, they work to make sure anti-corruption efforts are effective and efficient by offering expert guidance. Second, the CCPP also advises the MACC on implementing anti-corruption education and campaigns. The goal here is to increase awareness among the public and foster greater support for anti-corruption initiatives. By doing so, they help build a culture of integrity and transparency, which is vital to the overall fight against corruption. This panel plays a crucial role in connecting strategic advice with practical actions, aligning with our overall theme of strengthening integrity and accountability across all sectors. Now, let's turn our attention to the Operations Review Panel, which was formed administratively to strengthen our oversight. The key roles of the ORP are twofold. First, they review and scrutinize the MACC's investigation papers and the decisions made by the public prosecutor. This ensures that every step in the investigation process is transparent and thoroughly examined. Second, they advise and assist the MACC in improving the effectiveness of its investigation operations. By doing so, they help us enhance our investigative capabilities and maintain integrity throughout our processes. These functions are crucial as they support our overall theme of continuous improvement and accountability within our operations. Let's take a closer look at MACC's functions. Essentially, MACC, which stands for the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, has a range of key responsibilities. Its primary role is to investigate and combat corruption in all its forms across the country. This means they actively look into cases where public officials or private individuals might be involved in corrupt practices. Another important function is to enforce anti-corruption laws, ensuring that those who violate these laws are held accountable. MACC also works on creating awareness and educating the public about the dangers and consequences of corruption, fostering a culture of integrity. Additionally, MACC plays a crucial role in prevention, developing strategies and policies to minimize opportunities for corruption before they happen. All these functions align with the broader goal of promoting transparency, integrity, and good governance throughout Malaysia. Understanding these functions helps us see how MACC is central to maintaining ethical practices and ensuring trust in our institutions. Let's talk about the separation of powers. This concept is fundamental to understanding how our government functions. It's about dividing authority among different branches to prevent any one group from gaining too much power. Typically, we think of three main branches: the legislative, the executive, and the judicial. Each has its own distinct responsibilities. The legislative branch makes laws, the executive enforces them, and the judicial interprets them. This division helps ensure a system of checks and balances, so no single branch can dominate the others. It's a way to protect individual freedoms and maintain a fair government. When these powers are separated effectively, it creates accountability and stability. Connecting this to our overall theme, the separation of powers is really about safeguarding democracy. It's designed to prevent abuse of power and promote fairness in governance. Understanding this concept is key to appreciating how our government is structured to serve the people. So, why does MACC, the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, not have prosecution power? Well, one of the main reasons is that its role is primarily investigative and advisory. It focuses on uncovering corruption, gathering evidence, and then referring cases to the Attorney General's chambers for prosecution. This separation helps maintain checks and balances, ensuring the MACC remains impartial and not influenced by political or other pressures. Having a dedicated body for investigation, while leaving prosecution to the Attorney General, ensures that legal processes are handled by those with the appropriate legal authority and expertise. It also helps in maintaining public trust, because the MACC's role is to be an independent investigator rather than a judge or prosecutor. This structure aligns with the overall theme of integrity and independence in fighting corruption, making sure that different parts of the process are handled by specialized bodies to uphold fairness and transparency. Now, let's look at Article 145(3) of the Federal Constitution, which gives the Attorney General a significant role in the justice system. The key point here is that the Attorney General has the power, and this power is exercisable at his discretion. This means he can decide whether to initiate, carry on with, or even stop any legal proceedings. Importantly, this authority applies to offenses generally, but with specific exceptions. The exceptions are proceedings before a Sharia court, a native court, or a court-martial. So, in essence, this provision grants the Attorney General broad authority over criminal proceedings, except for those specific types of courts. This power is crucial because it underscores the Attorney General's role as the chief legal advisor and chief public prosecutor. It also highlights the importance of discretion in legal proceedings, which must be exercised responsibly. Connecting this to our overall theme, it emphasizes the balance of powers and the Attorney General's central position in maintaining the rule of law within the broader legal framework of the country. Now, let's turn our attention to the strategies for preventing corruption. This is a crucial part of our overall effort to promote integrity and transparency. So, what are the key strategies we can implement? First, establishing clear laws and regulations is essential, because a solid legal framework sets the boundaries and consequences for corrupt behavior. Next, it's important to promote transparency in government and corporate operations. Making information accessible helps deter illicit activities. Strong enforcement of anti-corruption laws is also vital. Without effective enforcement, even the best rules won't make a difference. Additionally, fostering a culture of integrity through education and awareness campaigns can change mindsets over time. And finally, implementing robust oversight and accountability mechanisms ensures that violations are detected and addressed promptly. All these strategies work together to create an environment where corruption finds less room to thrive, aligning with our broader goal of building fair and just systems. Now, let's take a closer look at MACC's three-pronged strategy. First up is prevention. This is all about stopping issues before they even start, by creating systems and environments that discourage misconduct. Prevention is crucial because it helps us maintain integrity proactively. Next is education. Educating everyone involved, whether it's employees, stakeholders, or the community, helps build awareness and understanding. When people know the rules and the importance of ethical behavior, they're more likely to act responsibly. Finally, enforcement. This is about making sure that there are clear consequences for misconduct. Enforcement ensures accountability, which reinforces the seriousness of maintaining high standards. Together, these three strategies, prevention, education, and enforcement, form a comprehensive approach. They work hand in hand to create a culture of integrity and trust, aligning with our overall goal of fostering transparency and accountability in all our operations. Now, let's talk about enforcement, which is a crucial part of maintaining integrity and accountability. The first key point is detecting corruption offenses. This involves identifying suspicious activities or patterns that could indicate corrupt practices. It's about being vigilant and proactive in spotting signs of corruption early on. Next, once we've detected potential offenses, the focus shifts to investigating them thoroughly. This means gathering evidence, interviewing relevant parties, and analyzing information carefully. The goal is to establish facts and build a solid case. Both of these steps, detection and investigation, are essential for upholding the rule of law and ensuring that corrupt individuals are held accountable. They connect directly to our overall theme of promoting transparency and integrity within the system. Effective enforcement not only discourages corruption, but also reinforces public trust in our institutions. Looking at the MACC investigation activity statistics from 2018 to 2022, we can see some interesting trends. Over these 5 years, a total of nearly 36,000 information reports were received, with the number gradually decreasing from 8,293 in 2018 to about 6,028 in 2022. Despite the slight drop in reports, the investigation papers issued each year hovered around 800 to over 1,000, indicating steady investigative effort. When we look at the number of cases caught, it fluctuated a bit but remained relatively consistent, with around 900 cases caught in 2018 and 2022. The number of cases that resulted in accusations was slightly higher than the cases caught each year, peaking at 1,101 in 2019. Most notably, the conviction numbers tell an important story. Although the number of convictions increased over the years, reaching 255 in 2022 from just 211 in 2018. This upward trend in convictions suggests that enforcement actions are becoming more effective and that the MACC is making progress in securing convictions. Overall, these figures highlight both the persistent effort of the MACC in tackling corruption and the importance of continuous improvement in investigation and prosecution processes. This data connects to our broader theme of transparency and accountability, showing how these efforts are translating into tangible results over time. Let's now turn our attention to the 1MDB and SRC International scandal, which is one of the most significant financial scandals in recent history. This case involves the alleged misappropriation of billions of dollars from a Malaysian state investment fund, 1MDB, and a related entity, SRC International. The scandal highlights how complex financial transactions and lack of oversight can lead to massive abuse of power and public trust. It also underscores the importance of transparency and accountability in governance. As we discuss this, keep in mind how such scandals can impact not just the economy, but also the reputation of a nation and its institutions. This case serves as a critical example of why strong regulatory frameworks are essential to prevent corruption and financial misconduct at the highest levels. Now, let's turn our attention to the Sabah water scandal. This incident was uncovered during Operation Water in October 2016. It involved the Sabah State Water Department, which is a key player in managing the state's water resources. The scandal revealed a significant amount of financial misconduct, with the total loot estimated at over RM214 million. That's a substantial sum, highlighting the scale of the breach of trust and misappropriation involved. 4 individuals were charged in court for their role in this scheme, specifically for money laundering under the Anti-Money Laundering and Anti-Terrorism Financing Act of 2001. This case underscores the importance of robust oversight and transparency within public utilities and the legal consequences for those found guilty of financial crimes. It also ties into our broader discussion on the need for strong anti-corruption measures and accountability in public service. This slide doesn't contain enough information. That's why we're moving to the next slide. Let's talk about prevention. The key idea here is to identify the risk of corruption before it happens. This involves looking out for weaknesses in our practices, systems, and procedures that could be exploited. By understanding where vulnerabilities lie, we can take proactive steps to mitigate them. Another important aspect is providing advisory services. These are designed to help strengthen our existing systems and procedures, making them more robust. The goal is to reduce opportunities for corruption by ensuring controls are effective and properly implemented. Connecting this to the overall theme, prevention is about being proactive rather than reactive. It's about creating an environment where corruption is less likely to occur because the systems in place are solid and resilient. This way, we not only protect our organization, but also promote a culture of integrity and accountability. Today, I want to talk about the Cooking Oil Stabilization Scheme Management by KPDNHEP. This scheme is really crucial in ensuring that the prices of cooking oil remain stable and affordable for consumers. KPDNHEP, as the regulatory authority, oversees the implementation and management of this scheme to prevent price fluctuations that could negatively impact households and businesses alike. The main goal here is to create a controlled environment where supply and demand are balanced and market manipulation is minimized. This involves monitoring the supply chain closely, setting appropriate price ceilings, and ensuring that distributors and retailers comply with regulations. By managing this scheme effectively, KPDNHEP helps protect consumers from price spikes while also supporting local producers and suppliers. Ultimately, this effort aligns with our broader objective of maintaining economic stability and safeguarding consumer interests in the food sector. Today, I want to highlight the consultation services we offer regarding work systems and procedures, specifically related to land enforcement and administration here in Cameron Highlands. These services are designed to help streamline and improve the efficiency of land management processes. By providing expert guidance, we aim to ensure that land enforcement is carried out effectively and in accordance with the relevant regulations. This is a key part of our overall effort to support sustainable development and proper land use in the area. Ultimately, our goal is to assist local authorities and stakeholders in establishing clear, consistent procedures that facilitate better land administration and enforcement, contributing to the long-term well-being of Cameron Highlands. Now, let's turn our attention to a critical issue that has been impacting the integrity of the procurement process in Malaysia's Ministry of Defense. Specifically, we're talking about the interference of influential individuals in procurement decisions. This is a complex and sensitive topic, but it's essential to understand how such interference can distort the process. When powerful or well-connected individuals insert themselves into procurement activities, it can lead to biased decisions, favoritism, and ultimately, a compromise in transparency and fairness. These influences can undermine the integrity of the entire procurement system, affecting the quality and value of the defense equipment and services that Malaysia needs. Connecting this to our overall theme, it highlights the importance of safeguarding procurement processes from undue influence to ensure that decisions are made based on merit, cost-effectiveness, and national interest. Recognizing these challenges is the first step toward implementing stronger safeguards and promoting a more transparent and accountable procurement environment. Today, I want to highlight an important example of our consulting efforts, specifically our work with the Malaysian Fisheries Development Authority in 2012. We provided consultation services focused on a very vital area, the distribution of special assistance for fishermen's housing. This initiative was aimed at improving living conditions for fishermen who often face challenging environments. Our role was to advise on the most effective ways to distribute this assistance, ensuring it reached those who needed it most. This effort ties into the broader theme of supporting sustainable livelihoods and strengthening the fishing industry through targeted assistance. By focusing on housing support, we help promote not just economic stability, but also social well-being among fishing communities. It's a clear example of how strategic consultation can make a real difference in community development and resource management. Let's talk about community education. The main goal here is to educate the public against corruption. This means raising awareness and providing people with the knowledge they need to recognize and understand the negative impacts of corruption in our society. When people are well informed, they're more likely to stand up against dishonest practices. Another key aspect is to enlist and foster public support against corruption. We want to encourage everyone to join the fight, to become active participants in promoting integrity and transparency. When the community is united in these efforts, it creates a stronger, more effective force for change. Overall, community education isn't just about informing people. It's about empowering them to take action and build a culture of honesty and accountability. That's how we can make a real difference together. Let's take a moment to focus on the importance of saying no to corruption. It's a crucial stand we all need to make to promote integrity and transparency. Throughout our efforts, we've organized 350 exhibitions to raise awareness and engage communities directly. In addition, we've hosted numerous seminars, round-table discussions, and programs, over 700 in total, designed to foster open dialogue and educate people about the harms of corruption. These initiatives have reached a vast audience. Through more than 2,000 lectures, we've connected with over 120,000 individuals. All of these efforts are part of a larger commitment to creating a culture where corruption has no place. Every event, every lecture, contributes to building a society based on honesty and accountability. Today, December 9th, we take a moment to lead the celebration of International Anti-Corruption Day. This day is crucial because it reminds us of the importance of integrity and transparency in all aspects of our work and society. It's an opportunity to reflect on the efforts made worldwide to combat corruption and to renew our commitment to uphold ethical standards. By leading this celebration, we highlight the collective responsibility we all share in fostering a culture of honesty and accountability. Connecting this to our overall theme, it emphasizes that fighting corruption is not just a duty for governments or organizations, but a shared goal that benefits everyone. It's about building trust and ensuring sustainable development for our communities. Now, let's take a closer look at the anti-corruption student force within higher learning institutions. As you can see, this initiative spans across various types of institutions to promote integrity and transparency. Specifically, we have 14 private higher education institutions actively involved in this movement. In addition, 56 HEIs under MARA are participating, which highlights the government's support in encouraging anti-corruption efforts. We also see 27 educators' institutions that are part of this force, emphasizing the role of educators in shaping ethical students. Lastly, there are 20 public universities committed to this cause. What's important here is that these numbers reflect a collective effort across different sectors of higher education to foster a culture of integrity. This aligns with our overall theme of promoting transparency and combating corruption from the ground up. By engaging students early in their academic journey, we're laying the foundation for a future generation that upholds high ethical standards. Today, I'll be sharing some insights about our course offerings in the area of integrity and anti-corruption. These courses are available to our bachelor, diploma, and certificate students, emphasizing the importance of building a strong foundation in ethical conduct and anti-corruption measures. What's unique about our approach is the experiential-based learning method we adopt. This means students don't just learn theory. They engage in practical, real-world scenarios that help them better understand and internalize integrity principles. Our lecturers come from a diverse background. We have experienced IPT lecturers, as well as senior officers from MACC, which enriches the learning experience by combining academic expertise with practical insights from anti-corruption agencies. A significant milestone occurred on April 19, 2021, when the JKKMAR meeting decided that all higher education institutions, or HEIs, should incorporate the KIAR course into their curriculum. Initially, it was to be offered as an elective in 2021, but the plan is to make it a compulsory part of the curriculum by 2023. This move underscores the growing importance of integrity and anti-corruption education in shaping responsible future professionals. It aligns perfectly with our overall goal of fostering a culture of honesty and accountability in society. Let's take a closer look at the anti-corruption elements incorporated into our school textbooks over the years. As you can see in this table, starting from 2016, different subjects and standards have included topics related to honesty and integrity. For instance, in Standard 6 of Islamic Studies, students learn to avoid bribery, which is a key aspect of maintaining integrity. Similarly, moral education classes across various levels emphasize honest values and introduce students to concepts like corruption and the role of MACC, Malaysia's Anti-Corruption Commission. Moving into the secondary levels, we see topics such as corruption, enemy of the state in Form 1, and Prevention of Corruption in Form 2, which highlight the importance of actively fighting corruption. In language classes, particularly Malay language, the content evolves to include stories and programs like the Hero Anti-Corruption Program, MAC, FM, and Honesty Shops. These are practical tools to reinforce honest behavior. Overall, these elements aim to embed anti-corruption values early on, making honesty and integrity a natural part of students' moral foundation. This progression shows a clear effort to integrate anti-corruption education into the curriculum, connecting directly to our broader theme of fostering a culture of integrity from a young age. Baiklah, Mari kita lihat Program Anti-Corruption, WRRIORS at War. Program Inai Bermula pada tahun 2014, Dan merupakan satu usaha yang cukup penting dalam membendung raswa dari peringkat awal lagi. Yang menariknya, War Inai difokuskan sebagai satu program kesadaran anti-raswa yang khusus dijalankan di sekolah-sekolah. Apa yang membuatnya unik adalah penglibatan aktif daripada guru-guru dan juga ibu bapa dalam menjalankan program ini. Ia bukan sekadar program di dalam kelas, tetapi melibatkan seluruh community sekolah untuk memastikan nilai integriti dan anti-raswa dapat ditanamkan secara menyeluruh. Ini penting karena generasi muda adalah puaris masa depan dan pendidikan awal tentang nilai kejujuran dan integriti sangat kritikal. Jadi, program War ini bukan sahaja meningkatkan kesadaran, tetapi juga mengukuhkan budaya anti-raswa sejak dari bangku sekolah lagi. Dengan kerjasama semua pihak, kita berharap dapat melahirkan warga yang berintegriti dan bertanggung jawab. Hari ini, kita lihat dua sekolah yang terlibat dalam inisiatif ini, yaitu SMK Percent Putrajaya dan SMK Putrajaya Percent. Ini merupakan langkah kerjasama yang dirintis antara Suruhanjaya Pencegahan Raswa Malaysia, MACC, dan Kementerian Pendidikan, MOE pada tahun 2020, kita melaksanakan projek perintis di sepuluh sekolah sekitar Putrajaya sebagai langkah awal. Tuan utama projek ini adalah untuk mendidik pelajar tentang integriti dan keusahawanan beretika melalui pendekatan yang praktikal. Daripada hanya belajar teori, pelajar diajar secara langsung tentang bagaimana menjalankan perniagaan secara jujur dan berintegriti. Salah satu inisiatif utama ialah honest kiosk atau honest shop. Konsep ini adalah kedai atau kiosk yang menggalakkan kejujuran, di mana pelajar belajar tentang pentingnya beretika dalam perniagaan dan kehidupan seharian. Dengan pendekatan ini, kita berharap dapat membentuk generasi yang berintegriti dan bertanggung jawab. Sejajar dengan matlamat, keseluruhan program pendidikan berintegriti dan keusahawanan yang kita jalankan. Pada slide ini, kita melihat berbagai saluran media yang digunakan untuk menyampaikan pesan dan informasi. Pertama, ada LED screen dan variable message signage, atau VMS, yang biasanya dipasang di jalan raya utama dan jalan raya, memberikan pesan penting secara langsung kepada pengendara dan pengguna jalan. Media lain yang digunakan termasuk media sosial seperti Facebook, di mana kita punya halaman SPRM Community. Di Twitter, kita aktif di SPRM Community, dan di Flickr, kita berbagi foto-foto kegiatan di SPRM Malaysia. Di Instagram, kita gunakan SPRM Community, dan di YouTube, kita punya saluran di www.youtube.com/mac.fm. Tidak ketinggalan, TikTok juga digunakan dengan akun Mac FM untuk menjangkau audiens yang lebih muda. Selain media sosial, kita juga memanfaatkan media cetak seperti iklan di surat kabar, buletin MACC, buku panduan, poster, dan pamflet sebagai cara untuk menyebarkan informasi secara lebih tradisional. Untuk mencapai audiens yang lebih luas lagi, kita menyanyikan iklan pendek di televisi dan radio, serta melakukan wawancara resmi MACC di kedua media tersebut, guna membangun kepercayaan dan transparansi. Electronic media, seperti ini sangat penting karena memungkinkan kita menjangkau masyarakat secara langsung dan cepat. Dengan berbagai platform ini, kita memastikan pesan kita dapat diterima secara efektif dan menyeluruh. Sejalan dengan tema keseluruhan presentasi tentang transparansi, komunikasi efektif, dan keterlibatan masyarakat, dalam usaha pencegahan, dan pemberantasan korupsi. Today, I want to introduce you to my anti-corruption channel, which you can find at www.mac.fm. This platform was launched on December 9, 2015, in conjunction with International Anti-Corruption Day that same year. It's a unique initiative because, to our knowledge, it's the only one of its kind among enforcement agencies in Malaysia. What makes this channel particularly special is its goal to reach a broader audience and promote transparency and anti-corruption efforts in a more engaging way. We've had the honor of welcoming some very distinguished guests, including YAB Tun Mahathir, YAB Datuk Seri Wan Aziza, YAB Dato, Sri Mode Najib, YB Datuk Paul Low, and YB Khairi Jamaluddin. These prominent figures show the importance and high-level support for this initiative. Overall, my anti-corruption channel represents our commitment to transparency and public engagement, aligning perfectly with our overarching mission to foster integrity across the nation. Today, I want to highlight some of the engaging activities we've organized to promote anti-corruption awareness through creative and interactive means. One of these is the Dondang Sayang competition, which focused on themes related to anti-corruption. This competition ran from July 1st to September 25th, 2021, encouraging participants to craft poems that promote integrity and honesty in a traditional poetic form. In addition, we utilized traditional chants to spread our message. These chants about corruption-free living and cultivating integrity were broadcast on popular radio stations like Kelantan FM, Terengganu FM, and Pahang FM from late July to late August in 2020. This approach helped us reach a wider, more diverse audience using familiar cultural platforms. We also launched engaging digital challenges, such as the MACC PUBGI Challenge, held from August 17th to September 6th, 2020. This esports event saw participation from 1,025 teams representing 16 states, showcasing how we can connect with younger audiences through popular gaming platforms. Following that, we organized the MACC FIFA 21 Challenge in July 2021, which attracted 2,048 players nationwide. These initiatives demonstrate our commitment to using innovative and culturally relevant methods to foster anti-corruption values across different communities and demographics. Now, let's take a moment to look at other agencies that also play a crucial role in improving integrity and governance. These organizations work alongside us, supporting and strengthening the overall framework for good governance. They might include regulatory bodies, oversight agencies, or industry groups that set standards and monitor compliance. The key point here is that improving integrity isn't something one organization can do alone. It requires collaboration across multiple entities. By working together, these agencies help ensure transparency, accountability, and ethical behavior across the board. This ties into our overall theme of building a culture of integrity, where everyone has a part to play in upholding high standards. Recognizing the role of these other agencies reminds us that governance is a collective effort, and their contributions are vital to our success. Pada slide inai, kita melihat pelan-antarasu organisasi, atau OACP, yang memiliki misi utama untuk meningkatkan kapasiti dan kesehatan sektor awam, GLC, serta sektor korporat dalam hal tadbir yuris, integriti, dan anti-rasuah. Inai bermakna kita berusaha memperkuat aspek-aspek penting yang dapat mencegah dan mengatasi rasuah secara efektif. Selain itu, misi OACP juga termasuk menyediakan penyelesaian kepada masalah tadbir yuris, integriti, dan anti-rasuah di Malaysia. Jadi, fokus utama di sini adalah mencari dan menawarkan solusi yang praktikal dan berkesan untuk memastikan negara kita bebas dari rasuah dan menjalankan pemerintahan yang bersih dan bertanggung jawab. Keseluruhan, inai selaras dengan tema besar kita, yaitu memperkuat integriti dan tadbir yuris yang baik sebagai asas ke arah pembangunan yang mampan dan berkeadilan. Jadi, usaha inai penting untuk memastikan kita semua dapat memperkaya institusi dan sistem yang ada. Let's talk about monitoring enforcement agencies. The Enforcement Agency Integrity Commission, or EAIC, is a key body established under the Enforcement Agency Integrity Commission Act of 2009. It officially started its operations on April 1, 2011. The main role of the EAIC is to serve as a watchdog. It receives complaints from the public about misconduct by enforcement officers or agencies. It then investigates these complaints and conducts hearings to ensure proper accountability. This ongoing oversight means enforcement activities are continuously monitored. If misconduct is identified, the EAIC doesn't just stop at investigation. It also recommends appropriate follow-up actions to address the issues. Overall, this structure is crucial to maintaining integrity and public trust within enforcement agencies, aligning perfectly with our broader goal of fostering accountability and transparency across the board. Now, let's take a closer look at the enforcement agencies involved in overseeing various regulatory functions in Malaysia, all under the supervision of the EAIC. As you can see from the table, there are numerous agencies, each with its own specific area of focus. On one side, we have agencies like the Department of Wildlife Protection and National Parks and the Department of Fisheries Malaysia, which are crucial in managing our natural resources and protecting biodiversity. Then, we have several agencies related to safety and labor, such as the Industrial Relations Department, the Department of Occupational Health and Safety, and the Department of Labor. These agencies ensure that workplace standards are maintained and workers' rights are protected. Moving to transportation and infrastructure, we find the Civil Aviation Authority of Malaysia, also known as CAAM, along with the Department of Road Transport, and the Commercial Vehicle Licensing Board for Sabah and Sarawak. These bodies regulate aviation, road safety, and vehicle licensing, which are vital for a smooth and safe transportation system. Additionally, agencies like the Royal Malaysian Customs Department and the Immigration Department play key roles in border control and customs enforcement, supporting national security and trade. Other important agencies include the National Anti-Drug Agency, the Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency, and the Malaysian Volunteer Department, which focus on security, maritime safety, and community engagement. Environmental protection is overseen by the Environmental Department, ensuring ecological sustainability. There are also agencies within the Ministry of Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs and the Ministry of Tourism and Cultural Arts that handle enforcement related to trade practices and tourism licensing. Finally, we have the National Registration Department and the Ministry of Health's Enforcement Division, which are essential for identity management and public health regulation. Overall, these agencies form a comprehensive network, each contributing to the enforcement landscape that upholds law, order, safety, and sustainability across Malaysia. Their oversight by the EAIC ensures accountability and coordinated efforts in enforcing regulations across different sectors. Now, let's take a closer look at the financial management monitoring system of government agencies. Essentially, this involves conducting audits of various entities such as federal and state government accounts, government agencies, and public authorities. The main goal here is to ensure transparency and accountability across all levels of government financial activities. Auditing serves as a crucial tool to verify that the government's financial management practices comply with the relevant laws and regulations. This helps safeguard public funds and maintain trust in government operations. Furthermore, through these audits, we can identify factors that might hinder economic efficiency and effectiveness in relation to our national accounting processes. Recognizing these issues allows us to make improvements and promote more responsible financial management. Another key aspect is providing an informed opinion on whether the financial statements accurately reflect the government's financial position. Do they truly show what they are supposed to? Are they prepared in accordance with the established accounting standards? These evaluations are vital to ensure the integrity of our financial reporting. All of these efforts, auditing, compliance checks, and opinion giving, are fundamental to the overall theme of good governance and accountability. They help us build confidence that public resources are managed properly and that our financial reports are reliable. Articles 106 and 107 of the Federal Constitution, along with Section 9(1) of the Audit Act 1957, clearly mandate that the Auditor General has the responsibility to conduct audits and then submit a detailed report on these audits to the YDP-AGONG. This is a fundamental part of ensuring accountability and oversight in our government operations. Once the audit is completed, the LKAN, or the National Audit Report, is then presented in Parliament or the State Assembly. This report plays a crucial role because it highlights any weaknesses or instances of noncompliance by public agencies. It's not just about pointing out problems, but also about understanding what went wrong. The LKAN also explains the root causes of these weaknesses, giving us insight into what might be underlying issues. Additionally, it offers recommendations for improvements, helping public agencies strengthen their processes and governance. The core goal of the report of the National Audit Chief, or LKAN, is to enhance the integrity and transparency of the government's financial management. By doing so, we build public trust and ensure that resources are managed properly and effectively for the benefit of all. Let's take a moment to focus on the activity itself. When we talk about activity in this context, we're really emphasizing the importance of engaging with the process actively. It's not just about passively absorbing information, but about participating, experimenting, and applying what we've learned. This active involvement helps deepen understanding and retention. It's also essential to connect this activity to the overall theme of our presentation. Remember, our goal is to foster a hands-on approach that encourages problem-solving and innovation. By actively participating, you reinforce key concepts and develop practical skills that are crucial in real-world situations. So I encourage you to approach this activity with curiosity and an open mind. Think of it as an opportunity to explore, challenge yourself, and solidify your understanding. The more you engage, the more you'll gain from this experience. Let's start by highlighting MACC's vital role as a corruption prevention agency. In this short video, I'll explain how MACC works to prevent corruption before it happens. Its main focus is on proactive measures, raising awareness, conducting education campaigns, and implementing integrity programs. Essentially, MACC aims to create a culture of honesty and transparency across all sectors. Now, moving to the mind map, we see that there are various agencies involved in improving integrity and governance. These agencies work together to promote ethical practices, enforce laws, and uphold accountability. For example, there are law enforcement bodies, anti-corruption commissions, and governance oversight agencies. Connecting these points to our overall theme, it's clear that integrity and good governance are a collective effort. Each agency plays a unique role, but they all share the common goal of building trust and ensuring public resources are managed responsibly. By understanding how these agencies collaborate, we can better appreciate the comprehensive approach needed to foster integrity and combat corruption effectively. This slide doesn't contain enough information. That's why we're moving to the next slide.